Hey everybody, it's Joey Richardson here, and I'm ready to talk about football season coming up. Not NFL, but college ball. And there's one particular team I want to key in on, and that's the Georgia Bulldogs. So much hype preseason, and it's still preseason, but once September starts, the games will come. I think the first game is early September, if I'm not mistaken. But they start off with Clemson. And we've had some injuries to our offense and defense. It's going to be interesting to see how healthy our team is. And Warren Erickson, who is projected to be the starting center, I think he had an injury, but I think he might still be able to play center and start for the opener. I mean, it's his job to lose pretty much. A guy who I was hoping would play center, but they've always put someone else in as backup, probably because he wasn't ready to be a full-time center. But I mean, losing Van Cleveland and losing a couple other guys, one of them we lost early. He could have stayed another year, but they all the linemen that left, I think, got drafted. And receiver, well, we didn't really lose. I don't think we lost much at receiver. Now we did lose a couple to transfer. Demetrius Robertson, who was a 5-star QB coming out of high school, did not live up to it at Georgia. His 2 seasons there, he just never really got productive like he did at Cal. And the reason why he was so productive at Cal is because he was healthy, but after that injury at Cal, he just hasn't been the same receiver. And moving to a stronger conference like the Southeastern Conference didn't help him play any better than what he did as a freshman at Cal. Yep, the Golden Bears of Berkeley. Yeah, I don't mean to laugh about that. I mean, I heard it's a great school, but never have I ever seen it or in person or anything because I've never been to. Well, I've been to California, but don't think I've been that far up the state. Not that I remember. But anyways, so yeah, we're still strong at receivers even with the Pickens injury. So the Pickens injury does hurt, but there are plenty. Burton, if he can stay healthy, he's one of the key receivers. But the tight ends were pretty good. It's even with Darnell hurt, I guess Brock Bowers, the true freshman, is getting some reps to show what he's made up of, and he could take reps away from the other guys that are there if Darnell ends up missing time at tight end. Because I heard Bowers is from Napa, California. So yeah, he committed to Georgia all the way from California. That is common when you recruit everybody from everywhere. So people want to bash him for being a California boy because California is mostly liberal. But I don't care his political views. All I care about is if he just gets worked on the field, and even if he doesn't play much as a true freshman, or if he redshirts, he'll get to show himself in other years after this. But Fitzpatrick, I expect to be more of a blocking tight end. He'll still get some catches here and there. Maybe with Darnell out, he still will get some chances to really catch the ball. But he usually blocks and does a pretty good job of opening up the lanes. But quarterback is what we're going to get to next. J.C. Daniels. Yep, when he was able to start, he kept his job. Stetson Bennett is competing for a backup spot now. So is Brock Vandegrift and Carson Beck. Now, Beck is a redshirt freshman. Carson Beck, he redshirted and he only played like one game without attempting a pass against Missouri. He is not rated as high as Vandegrift, who's the true freshman that just came in. So Stetson Bennett's probably likely to be the backup, but if JT Daniels get hurt, I'd rather see Beck or Vandegrift go in the game. But I mean, I don't know. Bennett's just too short at quarterback, in my opinion. Even though there's been shorter QBs who have made it to NFL, he's just not the best short QB in college football. So him being a primary backup's fine as long as Daniels is healthy. But I would rather Beck or Vandegrift end up being the second QB on the depth chart. One of them. And maybe Beck is who they'll turn to if they don't want Stetson Bennett to be the primary backup. Or Vandegrift, who's the best runner of all 4 QBs. And, but a little off, and another QB that's coming in next year, Gunnar Stockton, he's a dual threat like Vandegrift, and he was a 5-star, but he's a high 4-star now. He's expected to do well too if he can impress the coaches. But I don't know if we keep all those QBs on the roster or not, especially 2 good dual threat QBs back to back. I like Stockton, I like Vandegrift. It's going to be hard to see which one's likely to play over the other. And who knows, they could wait their turn, they may not, we don't know. Because this year it's about JC Daniels if he can stay healthy. That's what that's about. And another thing is the running backs. Now, we got Seuss White coming back. Is Cook coming back? Or is he gone? I don't know if Cook's gone now. I think he was a senior. I don't know if he with COVID happening, he could have came back for another year, and I'm not sure if he did. I know Seuss is back. He decided not to leave early, and I think do not know that number. So sorry about that. It was an Ohio number, and it wasn't anybody with an Ohio number I knew. So anyways, Cook, I don't know if he's back or not, but I know Seuss is, and we got a young group of bats like Milton, Kendall Milton, DeJohn Edwards. Those are some, and Kenny McIntosh, or is it Kenny McIntosh or something McIntosh? Yeah, he's good. I mean, they're all good, but I don't know if any of them would transfer out if they don't get enough carries. I mean, pretty much a lot. They get at least a few carries a game sometimes, depending on the score of each game. But now, defensively, Nate McBride was a senior. There was no room for him to come back because they did load up on linebacker again. So, his position, they got 4 and 5 stars at, so unfortunately there was no room for him to stay. And there's still some veteran linebackers still expected to step up, like Chris County's Quay Walker. Yep, he's from Chris County. Quay Walker, he could be a first rounder if he plays enough and has enough production. He could be draftable even if it's not first round, depending on how much he plays. I don't really know him. I never met him. But I've seen him play. He's in high school. He's good. I know one of his former teammates is at UCF now, who was at Auburn, a defensive lineman who I'm expecting to see get drafted next year. And maybe they both get drafted next year. But, we'll have to see how that works out. And the linebacking core, even though they're losing people, they still got some quality guys in there. And the secondary, we added their transfer portal. Although a couple guys. Although one of them's hurt right now, and we don't know how long he's going to be out. Smith could miss time. I don't know. But the secondary got stronger, even though the secondary is being recruited well. It's being recruited well. It's just, we needed some veteran help and got that through the transfer portal. So the young guys will be able to step up, if somebody goes down, hopefully. But it's good that we did get some veteran help at the defense, back end of the defense. Now, the defensive line is looking good. It's stat. There's a guy who's returning for, I want to say his fifth or sixth year, Julian Rochester. I thought he should have been gone, but he redshirted. And then he was a redshirt senior. And then the COVID rule, well, he's able to return for his sixth year. Don't know what he's going to do. Don't know if he's going to get drafted. But if he waited that long, his age might be a problem if he was projected to go early. They might see his age as an issue. But maybe he can still get production as a rookie if he's drafted. But Julian Rochester, he's from McEachern, same high school that Bailey Hawkman's from, who was at NC State, but I think he might have transferred out since he couldn't win the starting QB job. I think he lost it, so he ain't gonna start at NC State. I don't think so. He might have transferred somewhere else. But he was originally a Georgia commit. That's why I brought him up. But yeah, anyways, special teams, Pelesny, we're expecting him to be a pretty good kicker. Even though we had a true freshman kicker that was recruited, Pelesny showed he was more than capable of handling those field goal kicks that the true freshman couldn't handle. But and punters, Camarda's back. I think he might be a senior. I don't know yet, but if he's a senior, he's had a pretty good career. He's been booting the ball pretty deep, and he's been pinning opponents deep, or he's just putting too much leg and punting touchbacks to. They still start at the 20, even if it's touchback. But you'd rather have them inside the 20 and not right at the 20 if you can get the punt that far. But sometimes the bounce doesn't go your way, and there it is. So, I just wanted to say, what do I expect this team to do? Well, depending on how Clemson goes, that could make or break the season. Playing Florida could make or break the season if we get past Clemson. There's other I think there are some track games on here. I'm not going to say all of them that ain't. South Carolina can be a track game. Auburn could be a track game. You never know. Arkansas, even though they're not a team Georgia plays all the time, they could be a track game too. Even though Felipe Franks, who was their starting QB last year, is now with the Falcons, and he doesn't look bad. It looks like he's got some ability. If he's the primary backup due to AJ McCarron's injury, I wouldn't be mad at that. He did go undrafted, so there's that too. And people complaining, the Falcons should have drafted QB with their number 4 draft pick. Their first rounds are at number 4. I think Pitts being the best available and the best rookie on the game obviously says what the GM thought of Pitts over any of the QBs on the board that were left. So there's that. And I ain't gonna argue with myself on here or try to cause arguments with others. But anyways, y'all, I think Georgia could win the East. If they have to play Bama, I don't know if they can. They might be able to beat Bama with Bama having a young quarterback starting. So it's possible, but we'll have to see how that goes. And thank you all for your support. I'm sure hoping that UGA can win at least 10 games, maybe 11. Hopefully more than that. We'll see. But thank you all. Love you. Goodbye.